Hello, and welcome back to Beethro's Mission Spiders. Today we start with some goblins, which might seem a little bit magical, how they work if you don't know how the movement rules for these particular monsters are. But basically, they want to stab you in the back, and they're scared of your sword. And aside from that, there are a few other things. Hit the orb. Although I guess it would have been faster just to go for the door, but I guess I'm going super slow on this thing. The Tog, Tomb of Goblins. Now they can rest in peace. No, they rest in pieces. Yes, Beethro has a well-known hatred for goblins. Possibly deserved. And that's a lot of goblins. Okay, I guess we just start killing goblins. Right, so... yeah. A lot of this, I'm just kind of used to how goblins work. I guess I could explain this a little bit, what I'm doing here. It really is just kind of a matter of getting a feel for it and trying to deal with them. Dealing with one goblin at a time is not that bad. Dealing with multiple goblins is where they become a problem. So yeah, the goblins are smarter than regular enemies like roaches. They try to go around obstacles very slightly, generally along diagonals, which again, just kind of get a feel for it and then you'll start seeing it. But goblins are also afraid of your sword, so they'll never let you get into a position where you can stab them. So if I turn my sword here, let's see, he runs away from the sword. However, in this position, so the other thing the goblins are trying to do, they're trying to get to my back. They want to stab you in the back, given a choice. Sometimes they'll be stuck on your sword, but generally they try to flank you because they're trying to get to Beethro, but they're trying to avoid the sword at the same time. It's just kind of how it works. So in this situation, if I turn my sword, the goblin has nowhere to run that's going to get him away from the sword. So there's sort of specific rules for how goblins work in that situation. He still tries to get away, but he can't. That's basically, you know, very, very basic gist of how goblins work, but then aside from that, if I do that, yeah, he's going to go there, which isn't good for me. That's fine. Get you out. So, I happen to know that getting the goblin against a wall looks pretty good for that. Pretty good for dealing with the goblins. Okay, we have some roaches to deal with here. Let's just clean that up. So dealing, like I said, okay, like this situation, this might actually be salvageable, yeah. The goblin, that goblin gets diagonally next to you, you need a wall or a barrier of some sort to scrape him off. Because otherwise, it's just bad news. He'll stick to you, there'll be nothing you can really do about it. Okay. Do I want to hit that? Is this a toggle? No. That's okay. That is fine because there's a green door there. Okay. Wait. Why do I want to hit this? That's why. Okay. And this is a little bit scary because I have to go quick to kill one before the other one gets to me. Not that big a deal. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be explaining what I'm doing with regards to the goblins in too much detail. It's just kind of how, you know, you're just watching it, you know how goblins work, what I'm doing will make sense. If you don't know how goblins work, just, they're afraid of the sword, but they try to get to my back. That's all you really need to know. Alright, this looks like a classic goblin leading puzzle of sorts. These obstacles really make things a bit awkward here. And yes, this is the only thing I can do, so we've got these snakes, obviously. Not too much I can do. Okay. We need to send the goblin in there to kill the snakes. And this is a thing that we've seen quite a few times. It's not an uncommon sort of puzzle. Oh, that was awkward. Yeah, you had nowhere to retreat, so you just kind of... Okay, I guess we can't really deal with that. We could turn around first. Nope. Oh, this is awkward. Alright, so how am I going to hit this? I guess I do that. Which gets the goblin stuck. The goblins aren't very smart, but they're just smart enough to be a problem. Do I need this goblin anymore? I see this. Mimic potions. By the way, mimics cannot be placed on these open doors. Which means I guess I could technically place a mimic in here and try to get it up here. But probably what's going to be a lot easier to do here is just get goblins in both of these. Which means... this is fine. I can use this mechanism to get a goblin through here. This mechanism gets me this goblin. Wait. No, because if I'm going through here, I have to drop the trapdoor. It's like, how do I get into this section of the room at all? Well, painfully is the answer. Can't get through here. This is the way out. So I could put a goblin in here with me. I'm in this space, this should be good enough. To get a goblin, or sorry, to get a mimic from here to one of the snakes to kill it. So I think just one goblin is okay. I'm just looking at this setup here, because obviously I can get through here and toggle this in order to get in this way, but then I drop the trapdoor, and there's no way to get a goblin through here with me. There's no way to get through here at all, I think, until this happens. I mean, I'm looking at how to deal with the end solution. I don't even have to, really, because I could just look at this part and realize that there's not really any options for what I have to do. Or there are relatively few options. So we'll kill you. I'm pretty sure what I'm seeing here is I get one goblin. I guess I could put two goblins in here, actually. That might be slightly easier. Try. And there's you. You're deal-withable. Okay, it's probably a terrible idea. But I want to try reusing this goblin. I can always kill the goblin if this isn't working out, so it's not... Oops. There we go. It's not like I'm committing to a course of action here. In fact, it looks very much like what that arrow is for right there. Then, if I keep my sword orientation like this, like if my sword's this way, goblin gets scared and goes on there. I don't want the goblin on there. I want to hit that. Somehow. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, we can get around. Problem here is if I do that, it's really bad for me. Can I? No, I can't get through this way. Okay, that works. How did I do this before? I guess like this. Okay, you go that way. What opens this? Oh, I have to toggle it again. Okay, well that's fine. Hit it again after killing the one goblin. Now I have... There we go. Got 2 goblins in here. Obviously we drop that, so that we don't get a goblin stuck on that arrow. Okay, let's just stick you on that arrow. Get rid of you. There we go. So a potential issue here is that this goblin's not going to want to go there, but if we take advantage of them trying to get around... Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was going to work. That's one of those feeling things where it's like, I feel like goblins will do this, but I don't know the exact spacing if this is far enough over. I guess it's just in the same column, so stepping around an obstacle when they're in a straight line is definitely within their capabilities. This wasn't a fancy diagonal move after all, now that I look at it. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just not entirely sure how it's going to play out until I do it. And I guess that was it, huh? Yeah, I'm kind of just on probably a lot of rooms up this way then. Okay, well, that's an easy first move. Oh boy, that's a lot of goblins. I guess I can... No, they're gonna go that way. Okay, well, in that case, let's just wait a little bit, I guess. Yeah, so the thing about goblins, you can kind of run into them, and as long as there aren't too many goblins, they'll scatter away from your sword like that. Yeah, so I can't get around that way, so I have to... Well, I can do... something like this. So here the goblins are getting stuck on each other. Okay, that worked. That looks pretty sketchy, not gonna lie. This... I'm surprised I didn't get a timing there. I guess Spider must be slow, Caravel, the spider is the name of the CaravelNet room solution authenticator that will tell me what place I got in that room. I'm not going to click the check demos button right now because that will probably freeze DROD because it's trying to connect. Okay. So what I see here is a room that looks terrifying. I guess if I rush this guy, I can probably turn my sword around. Maybe. It's going to involve rushing one of them because unless one of them's on an arrow. No. Guess that looks pretty scary. I have to do this, then this. Okay, that opens that. That gets me in here, which lets me do Roach Queen stuff to kill this. Then I get here. I'm just trying to get a sense of the flow of the room. I noticed that I can just go in here at any time. In fact, yeah, I can just go in here first. And I have two different ways of opening that door. Okay. Would I want... Would I want a Roach Queen in this space in order to use her as a shield against the goblins in some way? I'm having a hard time seeing how that would work out for me. She is faster than these goblins. So in theory, I could... if I had a Roach Queen here, hit this orb, the Roach Queen moves here and blocks the goblin in place. Getting the Roach Queen out of this little serpent pen looks like it'll be pretty easy. Okay. So that's the plan for this room. This I'm assuming I can do, this I'm assuming I can do, this I can do now, this... Well, that's what the decoy's for. I have to kill this goblin somehow. I guess I want... Oh, it's a Wraithwing. I was wondering what this arrow was for. That makes sense. And then I see the door. Probably want the Wraithwing on this arrow. Yes, because I need to be in this column to get out. So... Well, I mean, if the goblin's stuck on this arrow, I can just stab it with the decoy. That's not a problem. That's got to be the last thing that I do. I'll have to get the Wraithwing out somehow. I'm just kind of doing the thing I said I shouldn't be doing again, aren't I? Let's just start the room and see what happens. Yeah, okay. So even though in this position the goblin would kill me, it sees that my sword is adjacent to this tile, so it's scared. Even it doesn't realize that I can't move into the wall to kill it. Alright, so that's how we solve this part. That's a little bit awkward. I guess I'm going to hit the orb again. From here, okay, this is easy. Yeah, goblins are one of the earliest DROD enemies, and they're definitely one that feels like they were largely intended for combat type stuff. Just to kind of have like a natural feeling fighting room as opposed to a very strategic puzzling type thing. Well, I don't think I need this goblin for anything. Famous last word? I'm just looking at this Roach Queen. How do I get the Roach Queen out without getting stuck here? I can release the Roach Queen and get her to here without a problem. I can get her to here without a problem. This goblin is faster than... Oh no, the Roach Queen's the fastest now. So I killed 1, 2, and 3, I guess. So she was 4 by default. So if I have a goblin in here first, so if it was like goblin, roach queen. Need the roach queen for this room, this part of the room. Goblin, I mean, I put the goblin on this arrow, then I can stab the roach queen here, probably. No, because if I come down here, she'll just run back up. Okay, so she's definitely going this way. Well, good. What I'm thinking is I don't want to release the goblin just yet. So if I put the roach queen through first, let's just do it. Roach queen has gone. So if I move her down, she is necessarily going to move here. It's not... Is there any way to actually get her in here? Because if I go up this way, I can get her down to there, but then I can't get over this way again. I get past her this way without going back around and making everything wrong. So I don't think I can actually get the Roach Queen through this. Which is awkward. I can get a goblin through here, easily. So maybe I don't need the Roach Queen for this part of the room, is what I'm getting from this. Alright, well, so it is goblin first. Guess. We're going to keep the sword adjacent to this arrow at all times, and then the goblin will be too scared to go onto it. Here we go. The thing is, I don't actually kill her by doing this. Alright, well, I can kill her this way. If I had previously hit this, I could actually just chase the goblin in here. But I don't think I need to. Do that, you're dead. And as long as I do this room first, I can open this door from down here. Alright, so there's a... This is a little bit dangerous. This is actually quite dangerous. Because... these goblins... Yeah, I'm now trapped. I guess I can get around you that way, but then the other goblin gets me. Okay. I almost just hit the restart button, so let's actually just hit that checkpoint. I was aware of not hitting it the first time. What opens this? That does. So now I'm wondering if I can, This is very suspicious. This is 5, which is the distance a Wraithwing prefers to keep. I wonder if I use the Wraithwing for this room. I mean, this might just be possible. If I... do something like this. Oh, okay. This seemed good. Until it didn't. Yeah. This lets me get through, but I can't. My sword's facing the wrong way. Is it possible for me to keep my sword this way? There we go. Alright. I do not want to let them do that. Oh well, I guess it just works with weird goblin shuffling. Can't really explain how that worked, just that, you know, it did, obviously. And now we find out if this is possible. It opens that, good. I mean, they should be, because they're going to go to the same side of me. Yeah. Okay. And that just leaves you. Well, we already determined where we wanted this goblin at the end of the day. So now we're just trying to get Wraithwing out, which we did. Like this final part. Feels very questionable to me. What does this orb even do? Trap, okay. I feel like I did something there that I wasn't supposed to at the end, but it all worked out. Another Wraithwing, okay. That does the obvious. That does something. Interesting. And it's also the only way to open this, and I don't want... Once I hit this... Okay, so the reason for this, let's just demonstrate this. I'm forced to do that, which gets a goblin on this arrow, which is a loss. Okay, so right away, we can tell that is not the solution. So the Wraithwing tries to maintain a distance of 5, so we can take advantage of that in order to get out of the arrow trap there. And I guess what we actually want to do here... Wraithwings are kind of neat, but a little bit weird. We don't actually care if that happens, do we? No, it's fine. Okay, we have the Wraithwing on the arrow. If I move up, it'll move there, which is not what we want. So from here, none of the goblins are they brained? No, that's just magical goblin diagonal movement. Okay. That's fine. This is a perfectly sensible place to get goblins stuck on other goblins. The reason this works is because goblins try to keep one empty space in between you and the sword. So this goblin thinks it's safe, doesn't care that this goblin is now trapped. Okay. So we just get you out. Yeah, and charging against a flat wall, which the force arrow forms a flat wall. This is a good way to catch goblins as well. And there we go. Okay. So not a whole lot to that room, honestly. Once you figured out what to do with the Wraithwing. It would have been a lot harder without these statues, so that's much appreciated. This is interesting. So Mimic goes here to stab you. That's one way to set this up. I'm really concerned by the fact that I'm not getting any Caravel net notifications. So I can now never face in this direction. Which I guess means I want this to be facing this way. There we go. Why you guys gotta be like that? There we go. No? We have 3, I see. Are any of these toggles? No. Okay, this should be... Now, this is a terrible angle because I can't turn my sword the way I want. Well, this is not ideal. I can chase you this way, but then I'm just stuck. And even if I do that, it doesn't help me get out, because I have to kill all of them. Okay, so I just need a better approach here. Well, probably the thing we can do is put you all the way around like this. Does this help? Yes. Okay, now I did hit the orb at one point, I did notice. When was that? Here, okay. So... get my wall like that. Where do I want you 3? Well, probably just coming through the orbs again. If I do something like this, that's terrible. Once you get into this kind of a situation, like, you can't really deal with it. Maybe over here is better? Okay. There we go. Hey, got a placement, so it's working again. I can take the tunnel to toggle this. Okay, that's cool. I can go through the tunnel to place a mimic, and then what? Looks like I can only ever go south with the mimic. That's cause for concern. No message pop up telling me. Okay. Clicking on Beethro's face will give a dialogue prompt, so if a message popped up saying, "Warning, monster security system," or something like that, clicking on his face lets you reread it. Let's you reread. Okay, well, I guess I can actually just walk right in here. Which looks suspiciously like my only actual starting option here. So we will send the goblin into our own face, which is not the right play. Then okay. Kill the snakes. Assume that is necessary. So hitting this opens a bunch of stuff. That also seems to be pretty necessary. The question is, what is this orb for? Orb prevents me from stepping in here myself, I guess. Okay. I mean, I guess. Now you are going to... Okay, well, I guess what we do here then is that. Keep the sword. I mean, I kept the goblin out, but... Does it even matter? What do I do with that? Okay, in order to hit this, the thing that hits this is going to have to be the Mimic, I guess. But you're on an arrow facing to the west? You sure are. So Mimic starts here, comes up. I have access to these, which means that I can kill the goblin easily enough. So really it's just a question. The question is... Oh, I can't even get out. Guess I can... I guess I get out this way. Right, so... I can hit this at any time. Do I ever need to hit this? If I want to get this Mimic in here, I need to do it through here, because Mimics can't take tunnels. Also, this tunnel's connected here. Okay, there is something I'm not understanding about this room. Okay, well, if I try to do this again, yeah, it just, when I step anywhere in there, pretty sure that's what the trigger for this is. So Beethro cannot go through here. Which means... kill that. Kill that. I see. So, I don't know why it took me this long to figure this out. This goblin needs to come in this way. Okay, let's just start a whole bunch of things over. I don't really want the goblin down there yet. Okay. So actually, the very first thing that we want to do... Well, no. For some reason, I thought they'd be going in this direction. Can do that, but then I just don't get to go anywhere. And I can reset the room that way if I want, instead of hitting the orb again. Okay, well, obviously, you go here. Okay, so I guess we just... we use the rattlesnake. Maybe the Mimic can make a second pass through here. The Mimic comes up here, kills this, then goes and does a second pass. Hitting this... Yeah, because the problem I'm having now is just looking at this. No, okay, no. Once you're dead, I step through here, and then from here I can just have my sword this way and I kill the rattlesnake. And then assuming that the rattlesnake doesn't get stuck on itself. Okay, never mind. We're gonna start over basically this whole process again. Good. Okay, I think that's good. I might as well chase you one more for now. Okay. The problem is, yeah, from there... that does give me enough time to get out, though. Is there a better way of doing this? Yes, I can do a diagonal slide on the first move, and that gets me... In fact, I can diagonal slide again. Now the problem with this... Okay, I got the goblin there. Well, I guess I can do that. Might as well just hit this at this point. Now this is just a matter of timing. Timing was pretty lenient, though. Okay. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be, actually. There was a lot of potential complications that ended up not coming into play. Then there's this potential issue. Is this an issue? I think by default it's always going to try to get to me the closest possible path. Yeah, okay, this was fine. That was a slightly complicated room. Room quite strange and maybe tough. Not required, but possible. Okay. Oh, we've already gone pretty late, but goblin rooms are taking me a while, and if I'm going to try to do the level in 2 parts... Yeah, we'll risk it. We'll do one more here. Okay, immediately I look at this and think, where's the mimic? There it is, okay. Yeah, this setup is... Okay, bombs hit that, that's bad, so we have to do part of this from here forward with our sword always facing north. Blessing and a curse. The advantage of that is that if you're forced to have your sword in a particular orientation, you have a much smaller problem space to work with. I'm assuming it's going to be an inconvenient orientation, but it might not be as bad as you might, initially suspect it to be. Okay, this goblin. Why am I not just killing the goblin? Assume there's a reason. Well, rather than try to parse the entire room, let's do this the other way. where we just start killing stuff until... Okay, there's a red door. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. So for some, there's gonna be some reason why I needed a goblin alive this whole time. Maybe? I don't think this would be possible to get through with a goblin. I could have a goblin following along behind me. Yeah, then this setup, like I'm supposed to have a goblin here? It's gonna be for this roach, isn't it? Like, why do I not just murder the goblin? 3 decoy potions, oh boy. Okay, well this is the next thing that I do. Bomb hits all of that, so if the Wraithman gets stuck on one of these arrows, it's probably fine. In fact, I guess that's going to be the very last thing that I do. I am very confused by this. What is the point of this little widget? We hit this. Wraithwing is going to be on these arrows. Bomb can hit these arrows. So then we just set off the bomb. Because potentially a problem if the Wraithwing... Well, but if the Wraithwing gets down this way, we can stab it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. Can't do that because I'll get stuck. So anyway, I have 3 decoys here. I need to stop the goblins from getting stuck on these. I think I can do that with 1 decoy. Back with my current orientation. If I just do this, maybe? Because if I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so goblins that are here will see me coming in this way. Could potentially be an issue. Well, let's just do something like this. I think that's safe, because goblins will come here. In this position, they'll be afraid of the sword here, because they are actually, like, the decoy, they will see the decoy's sword and be scared of the decoy's sword. So they'll try to get to the decoy by going like this. And then they'll be closer to this decoy than this decoy, so they're not going to consider this guy's sword. They're only thinking about this one. So they will move here. So that should be enough on its own. Which gives me an extra... an extra decoy here. I could do this with 3 decoys pretty easily, I think. Like if I did 1, 2, 3, all across, facing across to build a wall up to here. But I'm trying to look ahead here. Yeah. This is going to be loud. But by doing that, I think I get that roach out of my hair later. Okay, that was a problem. If I go faster, it's not. Then you guys get yourselves trapped. Okay. The roach is out and free. I've got this little widget for some reason. I definitely feel like I broke this. I need to drop all of the trapdoors. Okay, well, let's just hit that. So if I need to drop all the trapdoors, this is really the only way I'm doing that. So I need to open this by hitting that orb. Okay, that's fine. Shut up. Okay. Yeah, that was a weird room. Pretty sure I broke stuff, but that happens sometimes. I wouldn't say that was particularly tough. This was the most interesting part up here in the top left corner with the decoys. Because that was, like, predicting decoy goblin interactions can be a little bit tricky, especially when there are multiple decoys. I think they look at the closest. It's been a while. I did the advanced concepts hold a while back, and I'm pretty sure decoy goblin interactions were explained in that. But decoys, of course, have a range of 5, so you can see if I click on these that they're, you know, that's the range. So monsters in range, these goblins are attracted to this decoy. They get closer to it. Now, when there are multiple decoys, the one I place first is earlier in the turn order. I know that. And earlier in the turn order, I think goblins. I don't remember how the tiebreaker works. If goblins are more attracted to earlier or later decoys. However, I think they might also be more attracted to closer decoys than further decoys, and so that this tiebreak only matters for equidistant decoys. I don't know. There's some complications going on in there. So that was the most potential for complexity. And then there's this, which obviously I didn't do as intended, unless you were supposed to only use 2 decoys to break it. There's probably a way to do this without using a decoy. I don't know. There's a way this way. Okay, I was gonna say, this is a gap here. Alright, well, we have a room. Are you going to be a rotating mimic? Probably. Well, rather than analyze this, let's just say we're starting from this room next time. I will see you then.